Hey everybody, long time no see. Welcome back for another episode of Bad Yogi Q&A Wednesday with me, Erin Motz, where I answer the questions that you guys send me via email and social media too. Today's question is actually inspired by a little bit of controversy on my Instagram from the other day. We were talking about whether or not yogis should eat meat. And I know that this is a very, very sensitive topic. Everybody's diet is a little bit different. And more importantly, everybody's philosophy around dietary allowances is very, very personal. And it can feel really insulting and downright offensive if someone doesn't agree with you. So I want to put out there that this is simply my opinion. This is my personal food philosophy that I'm sharing because I have been asked about it a million times. You don't have to agree with me. It's totally fine if we disagree. Not a problem. Just try to be respectful in the comments below. If you do, put your own opinion out there. Okay, so what is my philosophy? Should yogis eat meat, or is it correct that we all go completely vegan? I don't believe that there's one perfectly right answer to this question. Again, like I said, everybody's food philosophy is so different and it varies so vastly on what you're tolerant to, what feels good for you to feed your body, what activities you do, what's available in your area. There's just so many variables that make our diets variable. For me personally, I don't believe that I have to be vegan in order to be a yogi. I don't believe that anybody has to subscribe to any dietary regimen in order to do yoga. Now, I know that that goes against a lot of the yogic tradition from long ago. And even today, a lot of people subscribe to that philosophy, which is fine. But me personally, I don't subscribe to that. Now, as for why I do eat meat and I do have dairy occasionally, to be very honest with you, it's simply because I want to. And I know that there are people out there who will tell me that I should watch certain films, and you'll name a bunch of different ones, I'm sure, and I have seen them. I've watched them all because, believe it or not, this is a topic that I myself have also kind of struggled with. I have asked myself if it's right that I eat meat. Is that doing good for the world? Is that like putting my best effort into living my life? I have asked myself these questions. I have informed myself on all of the horrific things that happen in industrial farming, and I am equally horrified by all of that. Which is why when I do make the choice to have any kind of animal product, I try to do so as responsibly as possible. That said, I also do a fair bit of traveling, and for me, and not everybody has to agree with me here, but for me, experiencing every kind of food that is out there and available is something that I want to keep open as a possibility for myself, for my own life. Again, I know that's not everybody's number one priority, and that's great, but this is something that does mean a lot to me. So it's something that I will indulge in when I'm out, when I want to, when I see something interesting. So yes, I guess to sum it up, when we are at home, we buy responsibly, we consume responsibly. That is our personal choice. When we're out, when we're traveling, we like to experience whatever is local, whatever that means. And I know that that is not an answer that a lot of you want me to have, and I'm sorry if that disappoints you. But I will say that it's entirely possible for all of us to exist together and have different opinions. A friend of mine recently told me that she has this habit, a habit that I very strongly disagree with. Like, I told her that it really bothers me. I told her that this habit is something that, like, jokingly, I was like, man, if I was just like making the rules for your life, I would never put this habit in your life, And she totally got it, and obviously we had like a really long conversation about this and about each of our feelings, and it doesn't affect our friendship. She's one of my best friends, but it's just something that we like agree to disagree on, And I think this is one of those things that for some people, this really means a lot. This vegan versus non-vegan, it really weighs heavy on your conscience, and I respect that. And I would never be one of these people who, if we went out to dinner, I would never ever be one of these people that's like, you should just eat a burger. Put some bacon on that. You know, like that's ridiculous. I would never do that. And so, despite our differing views, I think that it's fine, it's possible, it's good if we can cohabitate, if we can hear each other, if we can have these conversations and still get along and still coexist. Sorry, just went on a little rambling rant there, but yeah. That was a question. It came up a few times yesterday on Instagram, and I just wanted to put it out there what my thought process is, what my philosophy is around eating and food and meat versus no meat. Bottom line is, I don't think you're a bad person if you're eating meat, if you're eating dairy. I think ideally we all cut back a little bit to minimize our impact and also eat it responsibly when we do. But we're all doing the best we can. At least that's what I like to believe. This is my version of my personal best. This is what feels best to me right now, today. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. Little bit more casual Q&A today, but I really hope that you enjoyed this one. Now, as usual, I do love to hear from you, so make sure you chime in the comments below. Keep it respectful, make sure that you're not throwing out, profanities or anything at anyone else. It's fine to disagree, but try to be nice about it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you're on my list to keep getting Q&As like this, free yoga classes, and a bunch of other exclusive stuff that I only talk about in email. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll see you guys right back here next time.